Hi everyone, Cendril here. Welcome back to Fire Emblem, the Sacred Stones. So we're here with Eirika, and it is level up montage time because I did a bunch of level ups in the tower to get everybody that I'm really using up to level 20. To get ready for Chapter 16, you don't need to do this now, but after Chapter 16, you're going to see pretty much class-changed units from then on out. So it's a good idea to have your units class changed as well to kind of be on par with that. And also at the end of Chapter 16, your lords get to class change. So Eirika will not be just a lord anymore. She gets the class change. And that goes for Ephraim as well. So I got Ephraim to level 20 and Eirika to level 20 just so we're ready at the end of Chapter 16. I just like to be sure on that. So did a bunch of grinding, had some fun, and hopefully you'll have a lot of fun watching the level ups and seeing how they went, good or bad. Okay, so you can see kind of how it all played out. Level-wise, now comes the fun part, and pretty much the rest of this episode. We are going to be class-changing our units, and turning them into something else. Which is always a lot of fun. I love class-changing in Fire Emblem. It's one of my favorite things about the series, and just in games in general, when units class change, and they look fancier, they're more powerful. It's just a great feeling. I love class changing. I think it's so neat watching them upgrade, watching units upgrade. I always love it in video games. So let's get started. Oh, and you also saw Franz and I already did Franz and Amelia's A-rank conversation, I think. Yeah, I think so. Sorry. I'm getting the two paths mixed up because that is all I have done is grind all this out for both paths. Okay, let's start with Marissa, because this is the one that a bunch of people are going to probably have the most debate over, I would think. She maxed out skill and speed, which is I expected her to. She got 14 strength, which I am really happy about. She got practically no defense levels, and that is just killer. I wish she would have got a few. You know, get up to 10. And no resistance. She can't take a hit. We're going to have to rely on her to dodge. Luckily, she has 20 speed, and that's only going up from here. You have two choices with Marissa. She can become an assassin, or she can become a sword master. Most people will take her the assassin route. The reason for this is the silencer skill. Marissa typically doesn't get as much strength as, say, Joshua, because that's another reminder. So to make up for that, you just give her killing edges and go with the silencer skill. Because if silencer goes off, guess what? It doesn't matter, the unit's dead. She could be doing 1 damage. It doesn't matter, the unit's dead. So many people will take her that route, and I'm not saying it's bad. It's very sound. It makes sense. I've never been a big fan of the assassin class just because it's a super cool class. But I just like Swordmaster more. I think Swordmasters are just really neat. Now they've got to have enough strength to back up their hits. Yes, they get that innate critical as well, which can help them out, but they still have to be able to do damage. Luckily, Marissa got enough strength growths to where I think we can pull off Swordmaster. If you want an unbiased opinion, you want me to take, my bias out of it, Assassin is probably the better choice. And most of the choices are really up to you, in my opinion. Especially if you're not playing on super hard or anything like that. If you're just playing through the game, it's whichever one you like more. We don't have to worry about max stat gross and any of that. We don't have to get into any of that minutia. That's for the super hardcore to me. Or if you're playing on like hard and you are really doing a challenging run, then we'd get into all of that. But this is more for fun, to show off the game and again, just have fun with it. So I'm not going to get into any of that, but Assassin is probably the better choice if you're going down all of that. But I like Swordmaster, so I'm going with Swordmaster. Plus, I think she just looks so cool as a Swordmaster. Swordmaster, she gets some more strength to help her out. She also gets 2 con, which is really important. That'll help get her to where she can wield the killing edge with no weight penalty. She gets all that speed. Interesting enough, she doesn't get any speed from the class change, which is really weird. But Swordmasters get a ton of speed anyway. They typically have high speed growth, and Marissa does. So she now has 16 strength, which is really good. More than Eirika, right? Yeah, Eirika only got 12 strength. Not great. So she ended up really well. That defense boost will definitely help her out. Now she does have 10 defense. How about that? And the 7 con is really big because, again, no penalty, no speed penalty from the killing edge. She gets that innate critical as well, being a swordmaster. And then if she throws on a killing edge, she will be critically enemies a lot. So there's that. Those of you that have played the game before, do you prefer Marissa as an assassin or a swordmaster? I'm sure many of you will say assassin, and I don't blame you. But let me know in the comments, I'm curious. Next, let's do the Cavalier couple. There we go. I wanted to do alliteration somehow. The Cavalier couple. We'll do Franz first, who he really slowed down. He had that fantastic start, but then the defense growths just stopped showing up. He still has 12 defense, which is good, but I thought he'd get a little more. The rest of his stats are pretty good, a little low on the skill, but we're going to use a Knight Crest. He has 2 choices. He can become a Paladin or a Great Knight. Most people will take Franz the Great Knight route. Give him swords, lances, axes, and kind of make him the Swiss Army knife of your army. He can go hit whatever you need him to with... If he got good stat growth, then with Weapon Triangle, he can hit and kill whatever you need him to. Paladins, however, get more movement, and they can use swords and lances. I've always been a big fan of Paladins. I like the movement. You know how I talk about Seth. Seth is awesome. And that is what we're going to do. I'm going to go the Paladin route because I can. But Great Knight's awesome. Make no mistake. Paladin! He gets 2 defense, which is awesome. Hey, he got 1 res now. Woo! 1 extra res. Now he has 3. And, of course, Amelia, being a Cavalier, gets the exact same choice. She can become a Paladin or a Great Knight. I love her Paladin sprite. I love the golden shield, and then you can see kind of her hair, her, like, golden, you know, blonde hair. I love it. She is also becoming a Paladin. Instead of a Great Knight. So, there we go. Because I like the Paladin class. 1 defense, 2 res. That's good. Her con doesn't go up, whereas Franz does. That's just the difference in the characters. And I think she got some different stat growths too. I think she got 2 res. She's not as tanky as Franz, but overall her stats are better. 9 Constitution. She can use the Iron Lance without penalty now, but that's about it. That's going to be a bit more tough. I just want to look at Tana's stats. Just how ridiculous they are. So good. By the way, the real reason is I gave her the Feeling Shield, as you can see. So bows will just do normal damage. That's fun. I know she only has 13 defense, which is not super high. I mean, more than Amelia. Almost as much as Franz. It's not super high, but I may have something for that. We'll see how her level ups go. Like I said, I like the Paladin class. Not to say that the Great Knight class isn't good, because it is good. I like Paladins. I like 8 movement. And I wanted them to be the same class because, well, they're together. So, I thought it'd be really cute. There's that. Next, let's do Ross. Ross maxed out strength, which is what I fully expected. Every other stat's pretty low. I wish he got a little more defense. But he maxed out strength, that's what he does. He can become one of two classes. He can become a warrior or a berserker. Warriors are one of the upgrades to the fighter class. It's kind of the standard traditional path. They use axes and bows, by the way, which is something that makes warriors really cool, is that they can use bows. So you can make a bow warrior that's really scary because they have that high strength. That is something you can do. However, we're going to go with the berserker class. I've already talked about just how ridiculous the berserker class is in a few episodes whenever we kind of see one, talking about just how nasty they are. And so Ross is going to become one and get that, you know, critical, the movement on water, on mountains, you know, all the good stuff. He gets 1 to 2 in a lot of stuff, but he gets 3 con, which lets him almost use the steel axe without speed penalty. The steel axe weighs 15, which is just ridiculous. But he's close. If we give him a body ring, he can use the steel axe without speed penalty. Just something to think about if you go the berserker route, because it's funny. So there's that. I'm probably not going to do that. I have some other plans for the body ring, depending on how I see things turn out. There's that. It's the berserker class. You know how it works. Gets that innate critical percentage. He's just scary now. Who else needs to class change? Ah, yes, we need to class change Ewan, who maxed out speed, so he's super fast and still got a decent amount of resistance. Not as much as Ewan on the other path. You might want to check out that path. 18 magic, though. I think this Ewan has more magic. 9 defense, 60 resistance. He's really dangerous. He did grow very well, which I am happy about. Ewan can become one of 2 classes. If he's a mage, he can become a sage, like his teacher Soleil. Anima, light, and staves. Advanced scholars of magical codexes. We know how sages work. Soleil is a sage. We know they're awesome. However, they also have the choice of Mage Knight. You know, like Lady Selena Floorspar. They don't get light magic, but they do get a horse, which means movement. And they get anima magic and staves. Here's probably one of my only complaints about the classes, big complaints, about the classes in this game. I wish the Mage Knight got swords. I think that would have been really cool. That way they have magic and swords. Mage Knight. I think that would have been really neat. I think it's a missed opportunity. I think they should have gone that route. Would I have used the swords much? Probably not. I would have stuck with magic. But that's beside the point. I think they should have swords too. It would have been more, you know, knight. Mage Knight. I like that. I think it's really cool. It should have been anima and swords. Maybe staffs too. If you want to still throw staffs in there, I'm fine with that. Because both get staffs. But how the sage gets anima, light, and staffs, I think the Mage Knight should have got anima, swords, and staffs. Just to kind of balance it out there. But because we kind of have this theme going on of people being on horseback, if you think about it, a lot of people are on horseback in the party. I didn't realize that until I thought about which I'm going to change Ewan into off screen. It was like, man, I got so many people on horseback because I turned Nami into a ranger, which I typically don't do. So he is going to become a Mage Knight. Mage Knight gets some magic, defense, resistance, and he gets more con as well than a sage. I think he only gets 1 point as a sage. He's scary now. Got more defense, got more resistance, got some magic, and now has 8 con, which he only loses 2 speed from Hellfire now instead of 4. Plus, I like the way the Mage Knight looks. Kind of holds up the hand and you can see the magic. It's really cool. There's that. He looks cool as a Mage Knight too. I like the outfit. Really neat. He is on horseback, which means he now has a movement of 7. Sages get a movement of 6, by the way. But being on horseback gets that extra movement, which can help him get to where he needs to go. which is really, really good because he can now use staffs. Who's holding the staffs? There we go. Natasha is. There we go. He can now use those. Well, he can use a heal staff right now. I think he only starts with E. Oh no, he starts with D. He could use a min staff. He doesn't really need to. He has 20 magic, but he could. There is that. That's 7 movement, plus he's on horseback, which lets him aid and rescue other units much easier. There are advantages to the Mage Knight, which is cool. Again, I just wish he would have got swords too. I think it would have been really neat. So there's that. I said, a lot of the party's on horseback. When you kind of think about it, you know, Tana is, Naomi, Seth, Franz, Amelia, Larachelle, Ewan. A lot of people are on horseback. There are just 2 people left to go. And I saved them for last, of course. I'll do Larachelle last. So good. Thank you, Larachelle. But we're gonna do Garrick, who, man, when he leveled up, he almost maxed out strength, skill, and speed. He is 1 point away. He got 13 defense. Would have liked a little more defense, but still good. And he even has 7 res, which, you know, isn't great, but it's not absolutely atrocious either. He got 19 in strength, skill, speed, and he has 13 defense. That's what I'm talking about. It's Garrick. I've been waiting for this because I love Garrick's class change. I love the Mercenary class just because I think they look cool when they're in combat. I love the sprite of the Mercenary class. But let's take it one step further. Mercenaries can become one of 2 classes. They can also become Rangers. But I already have a Ranger, so let's not do that, even though it would go with the horseback theme. Swords and bows, you know the deal, Naomi is one. Or he could become a hero, you know, like Calais was. They use swords and axes. I love the shield, and the blade is in the shield. It's like attached to the shield, and then they pull it out and swing. You've seen Calais fight. But now we can have a hero. Hero. Get a lot to a bunch of stats. He now has 15 con. Yeah. Get some. He can use a steel axe without penalty. And this steel blade. No penalty. No speed penalty. You think that's gonna weigh Garrick down? He also got 2 defense, so now he has 15 defense. He's so good. He's not Tana good. Tana's just ridiculous. But he's close. He is close with these stats. At 15 defense, man. He's up there. His movement also gets increased to 6. A lot of class changed units get at least 1 speed. Some get more depending on the class you go. So now he has 6 speed. Just wait until we see the hero critical animation. It is one of my favorite critical animations ever. Just ever in Fire Emblem. It's so good. Look forward to that. Last but not least, of course, we have Larachelle. Who? So good. Thank you, Larachelle. 19 magic, 20 resistance. That got maxed out. She still has a decent amount of skill and speed. So good that she got 19 magic. Larachelle knows what's up. While the other healers faulted, well, you know, Natasha kind of faulted on both routes, really. On Ephraim, it's not as bad, but still not great either. And this one, it just wasn't good at all. Larachelle came through for me. She can become a Mage Knight, just like Ewan is now, but we're not going to go that route. I already have a Mage Knight. She can become a Valkyrie. Battle maidens who wield both staffs and light magic. The only difference? Anima and staffs, light and staffs. And also the sprite. While I love her Mage Knight sprite because of the hair, I always like Valkyrie because of how the horse looks, the white horse, and I like the winged hat. I think it's really cool. See how she already kind of has the wings in her hair? It's kind of a troubadour look. She is now a Valkyrie. Tremble in fear, other magic users. Because she gets 2 more defense, or 2 more magic, she gets 2 defense, she gets 3 resistance. If you thought you were hurting her with magic, you're wrong. You better be packing high-end magic, and you better have a magic skill worthy. Otherwise, she's saying no. She's laughing at you. How much attack? Now, let's take Ewan, for example, who has 20 magic. With his Thunder Tome, he has 28 attack. He does 5 to Larashell. 5. He doubles Larashell, but that's what we're talking. She is scary now. And you know what? You know what the best part is? You need to take trade. She's not defenseless anymore. You know how you could just beat up on the healer? It's like, ha, you can't hit back. And it's kind of a thing we healers have to deal with. It's very sad. That we typically don't fight back very well. It's a healer thing. Especially in Fire Emblem games, because, hey, all they use is staffs. They don't get to hit back. They're just sitting targets. Guess what? Larashell's not just a sitting target anymore. Sure, you'll get to hit. She only has 9 defense. So you can do damage. But if she dodges, she has 15 speed. She has an okay dodge. You're getting a face full of light magic. Have fun with that. Yes, I know lightning only has 4 might. Because light magic is just that way. Lower might gives some crit though. You know, 5 crit. She'll hit with it too. It has 95 hit. She has 21 magic to blast you with because Larashell's awesome and grew well. She also gets 7 movement, being a Valkyrie. Yay, better horse. Yes, the horse class changed too. It's better now. It holds a Valkyrie. It has to be better. And she got 1 point of con, which is okay. She can use the Lightning Tome without speed penalty. Hooray. Anything heavier than that, though, and, you know, it weighs her down. But she can use lightning magic. With 21 magic. Oh, Larashell. Thank you so much for turning out well. On both routes. No less. See, Larashell knows what's up. She's awesome. And that does it for our class changes for now. Like I said, the Lords will get their turn at the end of the next chapter. All in all, what do you think of class changes? I'm gonna end up putting this and Ephraim's up in the same day, and we'll just have kind of a day of class changes and then move on. But I hope you enjoyed. You enjoyed seeing the level ups. Did you enjoy that? Kind of montage style. I didn't talk or anything. Or was it not necessary? Because if I didn't do it that way, I wasn't going to go over them just because I knew there was going to be a lot. And it would just been easier for me to edit instead of kind of write them all down. And I thought it'd be a little more interactive that way instead of just me spouting off what they were. I decided to, which I typically do, and I wanted to try to do something different here. So let me know what you thought of that, the whole level up montage, and what you thought of the class changes. Do you like the new looks of the units? Do you like the choices that I made? Would you have made different choices? Let me know in the comments. Until the next episode, and let me know whether you just liked this whole episode or not. If you did, please click the like button. And tell me in the comments. That'd be great. I would be just ecstatic with that. Seriously, I would be. Until the next episode, thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you had a lot of fun. I really do. Next time, we will tackle Chapter 16, which is in Rainus Castle, which is difficult, but you'll see why. We'll go over all of that next time. Until then, I'm Cendril 9. Remember to shoot for the stars and Take care, everyone.